Alrighty, so we got a little pump yesterday, a nice little relief bounce. We have now gone to the 618, the 0618. So technically, this has been a big impulse down, big correction up, and chart-wise, this should be another strong leg to the downside. So guys, we got a good successful trade yesterday. I see NEAR completely popped through the roof, which was great. And as you can see in the towel today, trading the profitable range. This market is moving. Like, it is crazy how volatile the market is right now. And instead of projecting on when Bitcoin's making the lower low or when it's breaking out to go to 30K, we're going to trade the range that we are currently in. We do have some altcoins that are exploding. Yes, you can see LUNC is on the towel here today. I'm not buying LUNC. I cannot be interested in that all, but it was interesting to see that some tokens are going completely against the market as we speak. And you only get that when you do have dominance where it is right now. It is still fighting that beautiful line. And it's the second time in history that it's ever been this low. So you need to be aware of that even though Bitcoin is not moving much, you are going to have some complete alt explosions at different times. And we got LUNC that's done crazy things. And I think that's the hype train at the moment. I think it's absolutely crazy if you're buying it there right now. But I see Luna breaking out. Like, I see Luna possibly doing a sort of move, and it hasn't even done anything yet. And does it follow? Like, you know, I think it's very important for us to track these things and see, like, how do we catch any of these tokens that do crazy things? Because if this dominance continues down where it is right now, anything can happen. You know, anything can happen. Like, we can have any tokens just go crazy at any single point. And we need to know the tools and which tokens we should be focusing on. I am also then prepping for either a bull flag on this last push that we had, the next trade, or a short. And the short might actually happen now in the next 20 minutes. We'll see how it goes. But there is trades coming up as well, guys. So no more wasting time. It's a massive show. Let's get into it. Let's get it.
Click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click. When the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper, click. Time to be dedicated, sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target, and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror on the wall, Master Sheldon tell us all. We got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper, click. Enter the sniper.
Yo, Banter fam, hope you're good. Anyone new, smash a like, smash the subscribe button. The family, what's up, what's happening? Smash that like button. How you all doing? How we all feeling today? Nice little bounce in the market. We made some gains yesterday. I think we're starting to learn the little tricks of, we got stopped the day before, and I literally doubled my account yesterday. So literally the day before I got stopped, and you know, the account went down from $3,000 to $2,600. And now as we speak, I am in one or two trades. I do not say I'll go through them. I wouldn't be taking these just yet. I got the one that I want to show the community. But right now the account's on 5,200. So from 2,650 yesterday, or 2,7 to 5,552, it just shows again how one or two stops mean nothing, and one trade just, you know, kills it, creams it. Now from $3,000 accounts, I'm on a $5,200 account. And now I can start focusing. I can start looking at the next. How do I get this to 8,000? It's very exciting. Remember, this is a nice warm up to get moving up to the continuation, because tomorrow on Discord, the $400 challenge drops. You're going to be able to track my $400 wallets, and we get to go again. And I think we're starting to really feel the momentum now. Things are starting to feel good, and let's trade the range, because there is dollars and there is money to be made in this range. We just got to stay focused. So remember, guys, there's 1 day left to be a part until you got to be a VIP, until you get the live trading updates. We're pumping here, guys. Look here, it's looking good. We got the calls yesterday. We had the 2 calls the day before with the stoppages, and then we had the 2 big successful trades yesterday. You know, we called along on Bitcoin. in that area, and we said to the take profit zone. And if we go look at it, that's where it went. That's where it played out. So right now, it did not go to my trend. So there is a small possibility of a little bit higher. This is why I'm saying those other shorts, like, don't take those shorts. I'll give you the right shorts and when we're going to short, or when we're going to long. I'll go through that shortly for you guys. But guys, definitely get on Discord. You do need to be a part of one of our referral links below, either Bybit accounts, a Bitget account, a KuCoin account, and you can access that. You're going to use an exchange anyway, so if you use those, it gets you to the VIP. But stay very focused on this group, guys, because while the market's not doing much, we can make money and we can do well, and we're starting to get a lot of traction here. So join it. It's going to help a lot. And as you can see, I'm getting my groove. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling energized, and things are going really well. So let's jump in. Let's go have a look to see what is happening here at the moment. So the Bitcoin did go to the 618. It went, this was a big impulse down. We did go to the 618. Ideally, Bitcoin is still in this range, though. It's still in very much a strong trading range. Quite a I wouldn't say it's still a bearish range. It is a bearish range, but it is a bullish pattern. And at some point that will end out. I don't think it is just yet. I think we got major indicators to focus on to see when something like this can actually happen, when a breakout or something can happen. For now, everything's pointing to the short direction as we're speaking right now. And reason being is, just going back to the two big indicators that we are focusing on. Maybe this changes, and it can change by tomorrow, but we've got the 10-year yield on support right now. If it breaks it, things change. We can be looking at some shorts for the day, make some money, make some quick money as the market's moving quite quick. But things can change if this does break. This has been an indication. As soon as it's going up, stock market's weak as shit. Dixie is flying through the roof. And that's on support right now. So technically, it should bounce here, and the market should still be bearish on the short time frame. But we do got to keep this in mind. So keep this line on here, very important. If this breaks, we got to change the strategy now, because there can be a decent little push up. I see even Al Capo is saying 23 before lower lows. So he's even bullish on the short time frame, which is quite crazy. So we got to be aware for anything. 15 September, hammer time. I agree. I definitely agree through that time. Right now, we have a range. And we have the market trading in a range, and we trade the range, and we stick to the structure. We don't care about getting stop loss hits, because when we win, we make damn money. And that's the main thing, is to keep going throughout all of this. So we got the 10-year, keep that in mind. We then have the Dixie, keep that in mind as well. Also on a support trend, very important. We're on a decent support trend over here. And if this drops it, that can be another good sign. So keep an eye on this as well. I think the 10-year yield and the dollar index, if they both break this, then we really got to look at, because, we've been looking at the stock markets. It had a small bounce yesterday. It is at resistance right now. So, why am I looking at short-term bearish and these things bearish? Is because all those other indicators are still in support. And we have the stock market that's been rejected on this trend line so far. So this is being rejected. But if Dixie drops and the 10-year yield drops, and this breaks to the upside, we then got to start changing the strategy to be like, okay, does not mean we full bull season again, but another bull leg is coming. And the response to the drop from Bitcoin from 21K back to the 18K zone, there's going to be a decent retracement to that. And maybe we even go to the high ranges again. So at least we got the main indicators to keep an eye on. For now, it is still pointed at bearish for the day. And I'm basically prepping for either. So let's go through quickly what happened yesterday as well. We did have, it's quite annoying. I changed my mind as we speak, but I literally had you on Discord, everyone ready for a short. And I was about to post it this morning. I went to go shower. I'm like, let me go shower. And if it's still in the zone when I come back, then I'm going to post it. And that's where the short was there. So that was a really good little short that pulled through there. I see the market's going back up there. So this for now is invalidated. I'm not going to take it on just yet. I'll show you what I'm looking at for the next short and these sort of things. But right now, ETH is back at 1,630. So it's looking pretty good right now. It did take a really strong push to the upside. It is showing tremendous amounts of strength again. So far, ETH, bouncing pretty good. Altcoins bounced pretty well. How was that NEAR trade yesterday, guys? Good trade. Really good trade. We took profits way too early, but we took profits. Like that was the main thing. But there was the buy yesterday. There was the entry zone buy. We went absolutely crazy. Do you see why you got to stay focused now? Because even though Bitcoin's doing shit right now, it's not doing anything. With that dominance falling, like look at this. Like NEAR literally, this was the big dump, and NEAR's literally went straight back, and it even made a higher high. Like that's incredible. That's really, really, really crazy. And that's what we are getting right now. And it's important to know that the alts are volatile as shit right now, but they're giving gains. They're giving gains to the up and the downside, and we got to just accumulate dollars. Guys, think about it. If I take this account and I just keep going, it is down now slightly, cool. But you know, this from a $3,000 account to where I'm now, I keep going with this and I build these dollars. Like if I can buy long-term with this and keep splitting dollars in and keep doing these things, like it's going to be great. You know what I mean? It's a really nice way to accumulate dollars and to build the long-term portfolios. As I said, DCAing into these things now are very important. Now, what is quite interesting is we do have the market starting to wake up a little bit, but we do have NEAR starting to lose sort of steam. It is on support right now. Let me actually draw that support line properly. There it is right now. This is the short that I'm looking at actually. I think it bounces here. I do think it has a little bounce up over here, but I'm actually tracking this trend line over here, and this is going to be the next trade. If Rand is doing a show later, I do apologize, Rand, but I probably, if this breaks, I know we've got Powell speaking in about 3 hours, so trading before that is quite risky as shit right now. And it looks like the market is starting to, remember how we say front run? The market's starting to front run ahead of the speech. So it usually means dump, but let's see what happens. But let's wait for that to come out. Let's get the craziness out. And then I want to look at the next trade. And for me, NEAR is the next one. I think this was a crazy leg up. I think it's going to come back down at least over here to these areas over here. And for me, that's a 5, 6, 7% mover to keep building those dollars through that area. So keep aware of this over here. Don't rush too much until the news is out later, until we have a little bit more direction. I think the market can get quite volatile. And what that means is it stops you out and shit. It just gets wicky and it gets quite crazy. So be quite patient with that. But until that 10-year and that dollar index has broken those trends, I think looking at shorts and prepping for shorts is still the better direction right now. So NEAR is this one that I'm focused on at the moment for the decent short. Definitely, that one's looking really good. Let's actually speak, before I jump into the rest here, let's actually speak about what the hell is happening with LUNC and where this thing is basically moving. This thing's up, I think, a 7 or 8x in the last few days or the last few weeks or so. It's really done crazy things. But what I want to show you guys about this chart was the build up to it. Remember that the build up creates the result. Longer a coin goes sideways, it's preparation, it's no one's buying, there's no interest in the token. So the guys accumulate in the stage, and then all of a sudden when they're ready, they send this first candle up here, and then FOMO comes in and you get the retail in that are buying now. There's no big guys are buying LUNC right now. This is just it's a full retail run at the moment. And because it's the only thing that's so green and pumping so much, people are just pumping into it. So definitely like profit, take profits. Like there's no doubt about it. But what I do like about it is the pattern. The pattern's really cool. Now, if you see these patterns on any other coins, that have come from a big drop off and these sort of things, and you can catch these early breaks, the way I do it is obviously the trend, and I do it with the horizontals. You could see it was basically making the similar highs. There's a high, there's a high, there's a high. You track that down and you look for the push. Now, what's quite interesting, and I want to know what you guys think about it too, is do we think a similar thing can happen with Luna? I don't think it's going to do anything as crazy as the percentages, but it's still a big move. Now, you saw that pattern that I just showed you on LUNC, right? Now we go look at Luna, and we're like, okay, like all of that sideways, very similar to what we saw on LUNC. In the stage over here, all of the sideways, making those crazy wicks, forming that trend, forming those sort of things. And now you look at Luna and you're like, okay, doing very, very, very similar sort of patterns. There's your wick, and there's the trend. And now we're at this area over here where, think about it, like what happens if Luna starts to have a little basic run as well now? Now, I'm sure guys from Luna C will start FOMOing to Luna and these sort of things. So be aware of this, because I think a daily close, we haven't had a daily close outside of this trend. Right now, it hasn't closed. It's sitting at this area right now. But if there is a daily close, this is not something I'm putting live money on, and I'm not putting money that thing. But like, if you're looking for a trade and for something, like, this could be something. So keep aware of that, because we're getting the first trend break, very similar to what we got with the Luna C, where we got the trend break. But after that, you got the horizontal break. And the horizontal break, you could see how it broke it, retested, support, resistance into support, and then explosion from there. And if you look over here, there's the horizontal. So if there is a close there today, to start building a little bit of a position, these sort of things, and the confirmation is the breakout there. And basically, you want to see, the movement of Luna C was perfect. That's what you want to see a token do. Is from here, it explodes through, it tests here, and then it explodes to the next levels. So it's the same thing over here. If we close out here, I build a small position. If we break out there, I add a little bit more. Once we have retested and we've held in, I put my stop loss. Now no more risk, and I ride the baby up. And realistically, if this does move, we can't say anything, even though the market can be bearish right now. If that dominance keeps falling down, you're still going to have the popcorn effect. You're still going to have some coins running. And it's just good for us to be aware of that and to pick these things up, because if you catch one, like guys, this Luna C has changed some people's lives now. Like, even though, especially the guys that bought the bottom, the guys that bought the top, it ruined it. I think I need 1,000,000x or something stupid to get back to breaking even. I think Luna C, is it the new one or the old one? I'm still confused with them. But be aware of it, because if this does push, where can we see Luna go? I don't think it's doing as crazy as the other one. I think the other one's done like 20x or something like that. But you're looking at areas of going back to 3.5. You're looking at areas of going back. You can basically do a fib. You can take a fib. The same way we worked out a 618 on Bitcoin. You can basically take the fib. And this is looking at not sort of, Luna C went through that and it just kept going and it just kept running and kept stuff. This is just a normal correction that we focused at, and that's showing $7. We're at $2 now. So guys, just the main thing of today is to find the tokens that are doing this. To show you another one, it's not a good project at all right now. It's finished, it's running, but the whales are not out just yet. And if this happens at any point, where Celsius, I'm getting the shit out and I've still got a little bit more. I'm hoping to get out more, but it kind of feels that this horizontal break at some point, it was up here earlier today. If that does break at some point, you're going to have a push there. The whales are going to get out. They're going to get retail in, get out, and then this thing goes to zero. Like, these sort of things. But be aware of these patterns. Be aware, because do you not see what I just showed you on Luna C? Do you not see it on Celsius over here? Wick, trend, horizontals. As soon as you break horizontals, boom, we go parabolic. Literally from there, this thing went from 1.5 all the way to $4.5. So this pattern is playing out. So go check it out and go have a look at some of these tokens. If you see them doing these things, like, be aware. Dominance is falling. If we like it or not, even if Bitcoin's thing, like, dominance is falling. It's coming down right now, and we're getting the popcorn effect on that. So it's just another lesson. Remember, the longer sideways, bigger results. So have a look at that, Luna. I'm going to confirm, and it will be on the Discord on the long-term trading thing, that if it closes out there tonight. But I'm personally, if it closes out there tonight, I think I'm taking a position. I'm taking a nice little position on it, and I think it can do really well. So just a big one for you guys to I won't touch Luna C right now. I won't touch any of that shit right now. But I'm using the pattern. I'm definitely using the pattern, because if that plays out again, like, it's crazy what actually happens when you catch something early. And that pattern is exactly what you want to see. And you'll see it a lot in a bull market, because a bull market comes after not even a bear market. We're in a bear market now where things are still going down, but we got to go sideways. And once you go sideways and you break up, like, you got to learn that skill, because when you come out of an accumulating cycle or bear cycle, that's what you got to pick up for the bull cycle. You got to pick up those long-term down, sideways, and that crack of that trend line, that crack of that horizontal. So make that a key note in your book. Trend line, horizontal. Those two. Volume comes in after that. Support, resistance, flip, and then runs off after that. Get used to it, guys. It's going to be so vital for you when eventually we're out of this bear cycle and we move into a bull leg. that's a massive trick that you're going to use at those times. So for now, what I do think with Bitcoin, though, is we did hit, we got a little flag, if you want to call it. So if we look over here, you do have this little flag. Now, we do have Powell speaking. So for me, every time the price has shot up into news, it's always ended in a dump. And the same thing the reverse way as well, where it's Powell speaking or someone speaking and we're dumping, we always have a pump. It's very similar. So be aware that we might be showing slight bullish signs now. But I do think we got to prep, and I think that NEAR one is probably one of the best ones to look at for the shorts. But be aware of that. Now, if it does turn bullish, okay, and all of a sudden we got some good news and these sort of things flow, the only way I can say that we've reversed anything from what has happened in the last few days is if we get back to 20K. If we get back to 20K and we make a higher high, cool. Then after that, now no more thinking bearish. Push down, let's go back to 22 or 23 and we trade that as we go. Right now, as things stand, this should do this. We should go into here and we should come down. Do we make a higher low? That will be a bullish sign. That will be the good finish to September that we want, is make that higher low and start to grind our way up. And then eventually we break through the big ass trend line in October. That would be a beautiful, because we're getting there. We're not too far away. So if that little bullish scenario does play out, the higher low, that would be a good scenario for what we've been wanting to see. But it also has the big possibilities of obviously cracking completely through that and making its way all the way back down and making that lower low sort of view. So right now, no one knows where the market's going to go, but I do have all my structures in play. I have all my lines in play and I have everything to go. So after the news, I'd say we wait for the news. We definitely wait for the news. I think we can probably have a little bullish push up first in that time. But the NEAR trade for me is the beautiful one. Look at it. Look at it. This thing might even go live. Make sure you're on Discord, guys. If I can go live, I am recording a little bit for school straight after this, so I'm hoping. But if I can, I'm waiting for this break and this close. And if this comes down to retest, I'm going to take the short. I'm going to take the short on NEAR. We're going to calculate, it's very volatile right now, so we've got to be pretty good with our stop loss and calculate that nicely as we go. But as it looks here, this will be a good one. This will be a nice one to continue building the dollars at that point. So make sure you're on Discord, guys. Yesterday, I gave trades on Discord, and the guys hit it beautifully. And think about it. When I'm doing live shows, we are fighting wicks, and we are fighting these things. With these trading groups and the Discord and these sort of things, it's only us. Like a lot of people can't see it unless you're part of the things. And, it makes it a lot easier for Wix as well. So you're going to get just as much trades. You're going to get everything that I'm doing on the live shows, but you get it all structured there. So go on there and make sure that you are set up for that, because I think this one can be nice. I do think it is going to pump up a little bit into the news. I just got a feeling that we're going to have a little pump into the news. And it's going to make that lower high, and then we're going to crack through down. And if we look at risk to reward, on how I want to basically set this trade up, is right now my stop's too high. If I short right now, my stop is above the previous high. Like it's very risky if it comes to percentages, because if you just look at percentage here, it's pretty high. Now, the two ways that I want to trade this is either we shoot up over here, we make a little lower high and we crack. That's beautiful, because we get the short over there and the stops there, and we got a better risk to reward. Or we crack it now, we come test it up here, and then we drop off, and that's great, because then we can track our stops up there. But what I'm looking at here is I don't want more than a 1% stop. So as you can see, this one looks really good. We can get a 0.5 to 0.7. I'm sort of lacking that range right now. And then reward is 618. Let me actually put up the 618 to show you guys. So I take the FIB from bottom to top, and 618 is in this area over here. So if you look at the percentage mark from here, you can see a 5 to a 7% for that little move over there. And that's it, guys. So be on the Discord now. I think I'm going to clear it up now. Like, let's learn that whole accumulation. Keep an eye on Luna. I think it can do something great. Make sure you're on Discord. If that trade goes, I'm ready to hit it. And if I can go live, I'll be going live too. Get ready. The $400 challenge is coming there too as well, which is fantastic. And remember BBS, guys, post your charts there. Post lots of them. I got the linesman coming on tomorrow. I'm going to start bringing you guys onto the shows if you want to come on and you want to come start sharing your trades and your thoughts. And BBS is where I'm going to be choosing all of that from. And that's it. Let's hit it. Let's wait for the news. Don't trade for the news. Wait for the news. Let's get through that. And then we hit it from that. Until the next episode, I love you all. We're getting momentum. We're making money. Let's keep it up. Let's keep pushing it. And I'll see you all on the next show. Much love, Banter.